Hi everyone, it's Debbie Mirza, the author of The Covert Passive-Aggressive Narcissist and The Safest Place Possible. Today I want to talk to you about Humanitarian, Covert Narcissist. It would appear like an oxymoron, wouldn't it? Humanitarian and narcissist in the same label. And I want to say this is one thing that makes it really difficult to recognize a narcissist, because most of us think of narcissist as the overt type, the type that is clearly into themselves. They take a lot of selfies, they're flashy, they have, fancy cars and fancy homes and obnoxious and charismatic and outgoing and the charmer, but the covert narcissist, as you might already know, is the most difficult to recognize because they're so nice and they appear really humble. And the thing that really one thing that differentiates an overt from a covert is that a covert really cares about what someone else thinks of them. So their reputation is of number one importance in anything in their life. An overt narcissist doesn't care. They're like, screw you, I'm doing whatever I want. A covert narcissist will want to be liked, so they will do things to be liked. And oftentimes, all narcissists use other people to drain other people of their energy. They are bizarrely like empty shells. They're not literally, but it's like they don't have a solid sense of self. So they look to other people to fill that vacancy in their bodies, in their soul. And they end up draining people. And so when you're with a covert narcissist, you'll find you're tired all the time and you can't figure out why. So a lot of people get really confused because they're with someone who's so nice and is so helpful to people, and they're on YouTube or social media, just sending people love. And it can get really confusing when they are religious or spiritual. And, I had they organize goddess groups and they're all about female empowerment, or they're a pastor or a youth leader. That's when it gets really, really confusing. And the thing is, when you're with someone like this, or they're donating to, save various things on the planet, save animals, and helping save the planet. So, and maybe you're just like an accountant, so they will use this as a status thing to keep you feeling less than, because it's almost like nothing you could say about them that they're doing that's affecting you, that's hurting you, that's devaluing you, that's demeaning you, that's manipulating you, gaslighting you. Nothing you can say really could ever get anywhere, because they will use that to always hold over you. And so they will use it as a way to control and manipulate you by making you feel always less than them. No matter what you do, maybe your job is ordinary, but they're like saving the nation. And I find it really interesting right now. I find a lot of people out there helping. And this is one thing to notice when you're with a covert narcissist, or when you're even observing people putting themselves out there to encourage people and guide people. And some people are really coming from a genuine place and a really giving heart and a loving heart. And I love those people. And some people are coming from a different motivation. You'll find that a lot of times leaders who are trying to help are doing it for their own gain, and they're also doing it, they also kind of want everyone to feel like they're needed. They want people to be their followers, because that's another way a narcissist gets energy. I mean, you can imagine anyone on stage, whether they're, obnoxious and trying to get money from you, or whatever they're trying to do, whether it appears to be good or whether it appears to be shady, if they're a narcissist, they want you to be weak. They don't want you to be strong. Because when you're weak, you will continue to follow them, you'll continue to listen to them, you'll continue to feel like you need them, that you're not okay on your own, that they know better than you. So really watch for people in your life. Don't just assume, because that's what we do. Because people like us, the targets, are authentic people, generally. And we trust people because we're trustworthy, and we don't think and we assume when someone appears to be really nice and appears to be really helpful that they actually are. But what I want you to notice is when you're seeing people giving advice or help or whatever on social media or in your own life, how does it make you feel? Do you feel uplifted? Do you feel encouraged? Do you feel hopeful? That's what you want. But with some people, notice, do you feel, even though their words are encouraging, do you feel deflated? Do you feel discouraged? And you can't figure out why, because you're like, well, what they're saying is really good and it should be helpful and it should be encouraging, but why do I feel even worse? And now I find myself comparing myself to them, and they look like they have this great life and they have it all together, and I'm exhausted and I don't want to get out of my pajamas. I don't want to get out of bed. I'm crying all day. And you would think encouraging words would help, but they don't. There's something to notice about that. There is something you're picking up on, and trust that. I think it's a really important time. I mean, always, but especially now, to be really vigilant about trusting yourself. And if you're in a relationship with someone who is a do-gooder, who is a humanitarian, who when they're out, people are just wowed by them, and you're just this, I don't know, whatever you are that's not on the stage like wowing people. And so it's easy to feel less than these people, and it's easy to look at them and like, wow, they're so amazing. But just pay attention to how you feel. If you are around love, if you are around authenticity, you will feel empowered. You will feel your self-esteem will go up. Your confidence will go up. If the opposite is happening, something is up. Something is not right. Something's not pure. Something's not clean. Something is not love. So I hope that's helpful. I've talked to a lot of people that get really confused because they're with someone who does humanitarian acts. So anyway, I am sending you so much love and a big virtual hug, and I will talk to you soon.